Southern Sudan is waking up to the prospect of becoming the world's newest nation. Official results confirmed almost 99% of voters in favor of splitting from the north. Independence will come into effect in July. But as Harun Mutasa reports from Juba, concerns remain about the future.
Euphoria as people get confirmation that Southern Sudan will become the world's newest nation. Many have waited years for independence. As expected, the number of those who voted for secession was overwhelming.
Those who voted for secession, 98.83% of the total valid votes.
President Omar al-Bashir accepted the final results, allaying fears of some he would not let the South go peacefully.
We accept the results and we will not question them. Absolutely. We respect the Southerners' rights to choose what they want.
And people here seem confident officials in Southern Sudan will take the new country in the right direction.
They have the abilities and the capacity to lead the country to developing and also to a better future.
Monday's announcement has given Southern Sudan international recognition. Organizations like the African Union, the Arab League and the European Union have given their support to the South and promised to develop the new country. But expectations here are high, and building a new nation will not be easy. A lot of work needs to be concluded before Independence Day on the 9th of July. Issues including the disputed border region of IBA, citizenship, border demarcation and oil sharing are some of the challenges. As Southerners here celebrate the birth of a new nation, resolving outstanding issues will determine how peaceful the transition to independence will be. Harun Mutasa, Al Jazeera, Juba, Southern Sudan.
A separatist leader has claimed responsibility for the suicide bombing that killed 36 people at Russia's busiest airport last month. Speaking in a video carried by an Islamist website, Dr. Umarov described the attack on Moscow's airport as a special operation directed against the Russian people and its Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. Liv Barker has the story from the capital.
It's 2 weeks since the fatal bomb attack here at Domodedovo Airport. A bomb attack that exploited a key weakness in the airport's security, targeting perhaps the most vulnerable section of the airport, the arrivals hall. Well, since the bomb attack, airport security has only marginally improved. The investigatory body looking into the suicide bombing say that they have identified a 20-year-old individual from the troubled North Caucasus. The Federal Security Services, the FSB, say that they have arrested several, including some members of the suspected bomber's family. Meanwhile, the Kremlin's most wanted Islamist fighter, Dr. Umarov, has appeared in a video. He has vowed a year of blood and tears. It's believed that the man to the right of Umarov could be the Domodedovo bomber. Umarov said the man was being sent to Moscow to carry out a special operation. Well, the Russian authorities haven't identified the man, but the Russian media say they have. They have named him as 20-year-old Magomed Yevloyev from Ingushetia, neighboring Chechnya in the North Caucasus. All sides are now waiting for the official response from the investigatory body. They will present their findings to the lower house of parliament, the Duma, later on Tuesday.
Well, still much more to come on the programme, including tough times for Toyota. Japan's largest car maker reports a slump in sales, but there is a silver lining. And the show must go on. Brazilians face a race against time after their Rio Carnival costumes go up in flames.
Hello, well, would you believe we have yet another winter storm making its way across the United States? This area of cloud, that's the one which brought us snowfall into the southern plains through the course of the weekend. That's going to pull up into New England, running up into eastern parts of Canada. And look at the temperatures that come in behind. 14 Celsius, minus 14, that is for Chicago. Minus 12, the top temperature there for Denver, as that snow just comes piling in out of the Rockies. Behind that, it is largely dry. Still a few wintry flurries coming into the Rockies as we make our way through the middle part of the week. But this is going to be our next main weather system, which will gradually push up towards the eastern seaboard through the second half of this week. Come south of that, it's not too bad across a good part of the Caribbean. Jamaica will see further spells of heavy rain, a risk of flooding to come here. For much of the lesser Antilles, it's looking fine and dry with some pleasant tropical sunshine to come. Pleasant sunshine too into central and southern parts of Europe at the moment. We're not faring too badly here. 10 Celsius there for Vienna and for Bucharest. Some pleasant sunshine. Just notice these winds coming in from a northwesterly direction. That will knock those temperatures back as we go on through Wednesday. More snow for eastern parts of Europe into western Russia. More cloud, wind and rain over towards the west. But at least it's mild.
He's taken stolen goods and he's now dumping them onto the world without any sort of consideration for consequences.
From people making the news.
If the North will be saved a lot of trouble, I think it is important that they should come together.
To those it affects.
We do accept that there was very bad mistakes made in our banking area.
Behind the headlines.
Most South Koreans are not interested in reunification.
Is the inside story. At this time on Al Jazeera.
You're watching Al Jazeera. Let's recap our top stories now. The people of South Sudan are waking up to the prospect of becoming a new country after officials confirmed overwhelming support for independence. Well, the news sparked celebrations on the streets of Juba on Tuesday. In Egypt, demonstrators in Cairo's Tahrir or Liberation Square are calling for more mass rallies on Tuesday. They're vowing to continue their sit-in until President Mubarak steps down. Well, that's despite the government offering a public sector pay rise. Well, Egyptian authorities have freed an activist whose Facebook page inspired Egypt's uprising. Wael Ghonaim was detained for 12 days. Meanwhile, Tunisia's parliament has passed emergency powers for the interim president. The unprecedented move came as the main ruling party, the RCD, was suspended from all political activity. Nazarine Moshiri has the story from Tunis.
Democracy Tunisian style. Protesters try to stop politicians entering parliament. They're activists and lawyers who suffered under Ben Ali. And now they want this institution dissolved and the old faces of the regime out.
These nominated members of parliament are part of this regime, and we do not like them, and we do not accept them.
And inside Tunisia's parliament, scenes this country could only have dreamt of. Opposition politicians vent their anger at the RCD. The former ruling party was suspended on Sunday, but their members of parliament have retained their seats for now at least. And there were more big changes. An emergency vote was passed which gives extra powers to the interim president. So crucially, an election date can now be decided. Tunisia's Prime Minister told me it's an important step.
We will be able to fulfill our responsibilities, engage in a democratic path, and ensure human rights and fundamental liberties, as well as move our country forward.
What the Prime Minister, Mohamed Ghannouchi, is trying to do is unite Parliament and also the country behind this interim government. He says it's the only way not only to solve the economic situation, but also to bring back security to the streets. There's still frustration here. These protesters blame the police for the deaths of 3 demonstrators in the past few days. Weeks on from the Jasmine Revolution that brought about a dictator's downfall, violence and tension still remain. Nazarine Moshiri, Al Jazeera, Tunis.
Rival military officers from North and South Korea have met for the first time since the shelling of a South Korean island in November. The talks are aimed at easing tensions on the Korean peninsula and kick-starting the stalled North Korean nuclear negotiations. Stephanie Scowen reports.
The location is all too familiar, the truce village of Panmunjom. But the meeting between North and South Korean military officers is not. Coming together for the first time in 5 months, these colonel-level talks are the first stage in getting the two Koreas' volatile relationship back on an even keel. Tensions on the Korean peninsula have been at their highest level in years following Pyongyang's shelling of a South Korean island in November and revelations of advances to the North's nuclear program. Both sides have been under pressure from the US and China to tone down their rhetoric. It's hoped the dialogue will pave the way for a resumption